Hello, Lisa here. If you go to sleep at night and you feel like you've done something, more than likely you have. We consider this that you work for the army of the Lord or you work for the army of the bad guys. Either way, I'm speaking to you. These theorems are based on Dolores Cannon's work, reading the Bible, and my own personal experiences. So it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. This is my last day in the hotel. I actually got a place. I have to go there today. I don't have a bed and I don't have any chairs yet. But I bought some basic supplies and I'm going to go clean and kind of sort through some stuff today. And this might be the last time I do actually for a while because I don't have internet. I won't have internet. And if I want to upload anything to you, I'll have to go to a public place to do that. And here today they have the wireless service at the hotel, so I just thought I'd come on and say happy Thanksgiving. I'm finally out of the woods. I have an address. Now let's see if I can sustain it, a lifestyle. And I'm exhausted. I hope I do have an air mattress. I hope I can get it blown up, but it looked like that might be an issue today. That might be my whole day because the blower upper devices was the batteries in it were like leaking out and the stuff. It was not good. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. I did have somebody ask me about being an empath. Somebody who's pretty high on the Richter scale wanted to know that they're told that they don't have empathy. And Miss Lisa can see a lot of a person like looking at their eyes. And I know this person's a Lyrian, based on Lyrian alien background in their blood. And you're extremely empathic. That what's happened for you, or super empaths. This is what happens when you are very intelligent and you go through your empathy and you do all that inner work. Then you get to the part of being an empath when you finally draw lines in the sand and say, I'm not taking this anymore. And you kind of have sorted through the experiences, and then you go within, and you're now in within being able to take care of yourself. That's the self-actualization part. That's where you become a super empath. So you already know a whole bunch of stuff that's going on with said person or said persons, plural, and you just have set up the boundaries. Doesn't mean you don't have empathy. You do. You're just not willing to take it anymore. And that's good. Kudos for you. Super empaths have the ability to look within themselves, then take care of themselves. And they place the boundaries so that they're first. And that's an okay place to be. And I'm sort of kind of working towards that. It's not easy. And I'll explain. This is why I thought I'd bring this up, because this is the first Thanksgiving in my entire effing life that I will really be alone. And alone. Like, nobody's reached out. There are people up here I know, but nobody's reached out. And that's okay. I have things to do and sort it through on my own. And this is where I set the boundaries. Okay, the person who put me here wanted to reach out and be like my friend. And it's like, you know what? What? Why? Do you just want to gloat? I don't have a bed tonight. I'm going to have to, if that thing doesn't blow up, I'm screwed. So, don't come at me like you put me here. Don't pretend you're my friend. That's gloating. So that's something an empath would do. A super empath doesn't mean they're not empathic. Doesn't mean they don't know that that person wants to put the attachment on. They know precisely what they're doing. So, when you hear that and you've been through the mill a time or two, don't worry about whether you're empathic or not. You are. And you know when to use your empathy. You'll know when it's right. And that's the whole point of going through it. As you have to discern. You can't give to everybody. And like for me, I can't let everybody take from me. And it seems like everybody thinks I'm just there as the sponge. I'll clean up the spill. I'll clean up the when it gets difficult, and then You're never there for me, but you always want to take from me. That's drain. You know, you've heard Miss Jenny Florence talk about drains and radiators. You know, that's precisely what that is. And when you reach the point where you're not going to let anybody be your drain, then you're on your way to being a super empath. And then that's where you have boundaries and you say no. And you know, people can say whatever they want about you. Sticks and stones, all that little saying, you know. I put this blue wig on, and quite frankly, I know there's people who come out and say stuff about me. I don't even pay attention. They're like dust and gnats. You know, you have to walk your own trajectory, and you know, you just brush it away, or it doesn't even affect half the time. So, and the same thing with, you know, when you get to be a super empath too, and they're shooting shade at you, shooting shade, and you can bounce it right back. That's why they're telling you have no empathy. They just want to get under your skin. So there it is. Be well, friends. Know that if you've made it to this level to where you're working in the dream time and somebody says you have no empathy, they don't have their elevator going to the top. So it is hard. It is hard, but don't feel like you have to give to everybody. I mean, I know I certainly don't. I have in the past, but I won't anymore. So, peace out, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. I do have an address, and I love you. Bye now.